What's up, guys? This is Alex Chu again. Today I want to talk about how I invented the immortality rings by using mind control. I mean, it's a strange subject, but I have to talk about it. Anyway, my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented the physical immortality rings. These are the rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal, you know. 80% of my customers that left Amazon reviews for these rings, they gave me like 4 stars or 5 stars, and they're cheap. They're only like $20-some, you know. You could go to my website, which is livemuchlonger.com, to buy a pair of these rings, and they keep you alive forever. You know, for example, I'm almost in 1 month, I'll be 48 years old. You know, I look pretty good, right? Anyway, I want to talk about anyway, this subject is about the rings. So I want to talk about how I invented these rings. But it's not, I only told most people the part how I invented the rings, but I never told people about the mind control part. What happened is, I was a sickly boy when I was 17 or 18, because I got into lots of fights, you know, in high school. And also, my father likes to punch me in the head with his fist. You know, I had a very, very bad father. When he died last year, he died. He had a heart attack and he died. Right? I didn't even go to his funeral. Fuck that guy. You know, I hated him. I hated my father. So anyway, I was when I was 17. You know, I already developed like high blood pressure. You know, it's like if I kneel on the floor for like 15 seconds or 20 seconds, and if I suddenly stand up, I could feel dizziness. I was that bad. I mean, my body was that bad. I was 17-year-old, 18-year-old, and I was thinking, I need to improve my health, you know, and no doctors can help me. So I want to invent some healing machine or healing device, whatever. But how am I supposed to do this? I don't know. I don't know how I can do it, you know. In my mind, I was thinking about something that can generate healing. But what happened is, that time I was doing an experiment with subliminal messaging. You know, when I was 16-year-old, I saw a very interesting infomercial on TV. You know, it always appears in the afternoon. You know, just when I came back from school. I was living in Daly City that time. Every time I turn on the television, I see this man talking about pyramid. You know, like pyramid that on top of the pyramid is the iceberg. That's your conscience, and then your subliminal mind is the foundation of the pyramid. It's a huge foundation, and you could actually control it and stuff like that. You know, I was very, very interested in what he said, but then the subliminal tapes, that time that infomercial was selling subliminal tapes, and they're very expensive. They're like $480 for 12 tapes or something. You know, this tape is about relationship, that tape is about self-help, whatever. You know, it's just like $480. I don't have that kind of money, right? So I started building my own tape. You know, I started to, based on what he said there's like some kind of whisper. You're listening to music, but there's whisper behind the music. See? So that's exactly what I did. I had a small karaoke machine, you know. You can control the right side and the left side of the left speaker, right speaker. So I use a microphone, I whisper into the right speaker, and then the left speaker is just music. You know, I record it together, and then, oh yeah, lo and behold, it started to work. It started to affect me, you know. But then it sort of turned me into some kind of crazy person. I started to become lazy. I started to laugh. You know, it's weird. It's all fucked up. It's weird. The subliminal messaging is really weird. I didn't get it tuned correctly, and then it started to fuck me up, you know. But then my main concern was my health. I was thinking, how am I supposed to improve my health, you know? Because I'm already having dizzy spell, just like what I said, right? I mean, I kneel on the floor for 20 seconds, and I stand up. I felt dizzy spell. I wasn't very healthy, and then I always get sick. I always catch a cold, fever. I think that's the reason why my first girlfriend, her name is Dolly, she left me because she said, Alex, you're always getting sick. You're always catching a cold. Like, it's unusual. It's like you catch a cold like every other week. And she didn't like that, you know. She left me. She went to, and then she graduated, she went to Berkeley, went on to Berkeley, and she graduated from Berkeley and stuff, you know. But anyway, so I started thinking, I have to invent, basically I made up my mind, when I was 17 or 18, I made up my mind, I have to invent physical immortality or something. I want to discover, but physical immortality is sort of like, back in the days, it's sort of like somebody saying, you know what, I decided, I'm gonna go look for the Ark of the Covenant, you know, like Indiana Jones. I'm gonna go to somewhere in the Middle East and look for it and dig for the Ark of the Covenant. It's like, oh yeah, I'm you know, I have tremendous amount of enthusiasm, you know, I have the inspiration. I'm gonna look for the Ark of the Covenant, and the inspiration will die in approximately 30 minutes. You understand? It's like, back in the days, I'm like, yeah, I want to look for immortality. I want to make myself, I want to become physically immortal. I want to become the only immortal person in the entire world. Yeah, it makes me so cool. But, unfortunately, that inspiration does not last more than 30 minutes because, you know, as you know, immortality is impossible, right? Immortality? What the fuck are you talking about? Only Jesus can achieve immortality. You're just some goddamn Chinaman, you know, fresh out of high school. You want to achieve immortality? You know, you watch too much TV. You know, you watch too much movie. You know, and so my grandmother and my friends, they say, Alex, you know, you think too much. Go look for a job, or go to city college. You know, just accomplish your, you know, get out of college and look for a job or something, you know. But then, I don't know. They don't understand. I'm not healthy. I'm sick, you know. So I want to. I mean, if I don't improve my own health by looking for this immortality technology, I won't be able to make it. I won't be able. You know, I think I would just, I don't know, be a kitchen helper for the rest of my life or something. It's not pretty. It's my future is not pretty. You understand? But I know that physical immortality is impossible. You know, it's impossible. It's like trying to look for the Ark of the Covenant. You know, yeah, it's like where do you start? Where do you start digging? I know my inspiration for the search of immortality will die within 30 minutes. Okay, but then, hey, you know what? I have a secret weapon. I know how I can make myself. I know how I can look for immortality. I have to program my own brain first. When I was 6, just like what I told you. Well, when I was 16 years old, I was working with subliminal messaging. You understand? But then I was using cassette tapes to mix music with whisper, but it sort of didn't work. It sort of turned me into some crazy person. But then the subliminal message did not really last. It lasted for maybe a month or two, and then I become normal again. But then I was thinking, what about visual? You know, I was watching that subliminal message infomercial, right? They say you can, you know, you can use whisper under cloaking. You can cloak the whisper with music, or you can put words in movie screens. You know how those when back in the days when you shoot movies, right? They have they have one frame at a time, and you could put like a word, for example, like popcorn or soda, you know, in just one screen, and then you basically flash it in the movie theater. And what happened? It makes people thirsty. When people saw people don't really see the word soda or popcorn, but then their subliminal mind would catch it, would catch the word, you know, the flashing subliminal messages. And then they would become thirsty. They want to go out there and, you know, they want to go to the counter and buy some popcorn or buy some soda and shit, you know. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. So I started using, back in the days it was DOS, you know, everybody's using, I don't know, if you're my age, you will understand. It's like IBM DOS, right? Everybody's using DOS. So I was using a DOS program. Using DOS commands to flash words into my eye, you know. And then, so I try many combination, many type of words, sentences, it just turned me into a crazy person. None of it works, it just, nothing really worked. Until one day, I tried one type of sentence, and boom, it totally worked. Then I started to become sort of like a Terminator. It's like I tell my, it's like, I'm always thinking, how am I supposed to make myself immortal? How am I supposed to make myself immortal? It's like, I'm sort of like Terminator. You know how, Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Oh, I'm T-800, Terminator, cyborg skeleton was in, whatever he said, I turn myself into sort of like a Terminator. It's like, I cannot stop thinking about physical immortality. So I asked my friend, David Zhao, he said, oh yeah, you should try magnet. You should try magnet. And then another friend of mine is Richard Chui. His name is Richard Chui. We graduated from the same high school. He said a doctor put magnets on his ear. When he went to China, he wanted to improve his vision, and doctors put magnets on his ear, and then his vision actually improved or something. But then later on, I found out those were not magnets. He told me, he said it's dark things, like dark balls. But later on, I found out those are actually herbs. It's like doctors put Chinese herbs and heat it up, and then they become like little balls, and then you stick them on your ear. It's not magnets. He thought it was magnets. He told me it's magnets. So I started putting magnets on my ear. I saw improvement. One day, within a day, I wake up in the morning, I saw improvement. My vision actually improved. I was shocked. And from that point on, I put magnets all over the place. On my head, on my forehead, on my neck, on my chest, on my arms, on every finger, on my toes, you name it. I tried the entire body. I tried every part of my body. I would go to school with magnets stuck on my forehead. You understand? People think I'm crazy and shit, I put magnets on my earlobe. I bought like super strong neodymium magnets from Radio Shack. I put on my earlobe. And then I was walking down the street, and people, I hear Chinese couples criticizing me. They say, oh, is that guy gay? And then the husband say, oh, no. See, he's not gay because he has, magnets. He has like earring on the left side. If you have earring on the right side, then you're gay. Shit like that, No, I put magnets all over the place. I go to City College with magnet belts, like magnetic belt. I go to Radio Shack a lot back in the days. I go there to buy lots of magnets, People know me, and the people in the Radio Shack say, oh, here's the magnet boy. Oh, you want to buy more magnets now? It's funny. It's like, everybody knows me. I go to school. I go to City College, and I got magnets taped on my body and shit. It's like my classmates. They all comment. They all say, "Oh, you're magnet." But one day, okay, I had magnet. I try my small finger. I put magnet North Pole on top of the small finger. My right small finger, and then North Pole on top of the left small finger. I got sick, I had it on like that for a whole week. I don't understand why I'm sick. I'm so sick I cannot even climb the stairs. I go to San Francisco City College. I had trouble climbing the stairs. Oh, I was so sick. I felt so uncomfortable taking shower, and then finally I couldn't take it anymore. I took it off. I said, oh, fuck this, man. This shit is making me sick. So I went back to bed. Finally, I'm not sick anymore. The moment I took off the magnets, I felt I feel healing. I felt I'm rejuvenating. I'm not sick anymore. But I'm so curious because of that. The subliminal message, the subliminal message it kept on telling me to become immortal. I can't control myself. I'm sort of like a Terminator, So I got up. I got out of my bed within 5 minutes. Then I started thinking, what if one magnet is north and the other one is south pole? What's going to happen? Would that work? So I went back to the magnets. I put the magnets back on with one north, one south, and I felt explosions throughout the whole body. I don't know what that is. This is really weird. It's not healing. It's just weird. I think the very next day, I invented this. The top is North Pole, the south, the bottom is South Pole, And then right here, on the left finger, the top is South Pole and then the bottom is North Pole. Something like that, okay? The very next night, this is my combination. And then immediately I felt healing all over the place. I had a huge bump. When I was a 9-year-old, I believe, I was in Taiwan that time. I was riding a bicycle with my aunt. So I ride bicycle with my aunt to downtown every night. Back in the days in Taiwan, we used to go out every night to eat snacks. The street food. The Taiwanese, they have very good street food. Every night my aunt would take me out. I was riding on my bicycle, and then one night I fell off the bicycle, right? And then I bit my teeth, bit my lips, and then there's a lot of blood on the ground, but then I became, my lips sort of like became very deformed. It's like I have a huge scar on my lips, and then with the moment I put on the rings, right, when I had it in this combination, I felt healing in my lips. I'm like, well, I never felt that before. That's really, really weird. From that moment on, I knew this is physical immortality. I found it. I found physical immortality. I was 19-year-old that time. The first time I found this, I was 19-year-old. I invented the subliminal messaging that turns a person into a Terminator when I was 18. Lots and lots of combinations. I think I inserted 300 some messages into my brain. One is to tell me to become immortal. Another is to, I don't know, all sorts of weird things, like become a prophet or something. Or another is to learn German, or all sorts of weird shit, all sorts of weird messages. I know I didn't write anything about girls. It's because I didn't really care much about girls. I didn't say I want to find a girlfriend, nothing like that. I noticed that the message, okay, if for example, I did try one message. It says, always find wallet, like everywhere I go, I will find wallet on the ground, on the floor, I will find wallet dropped on the ground, so, but that didn't work. What happened is, I discovered that these kind of messages won't work because if you don't find wallets on the ground, like 2 or 3 times later, there's enough negative feedback to cancel that message. You understand? What I mean is, if you walk out on the street and then 3 times, and then you fail to find wallets on the ground, right? The negative impulses that you received will cancel that message out. But the message, forcing me to look for immortality, that kind of message remains. The reason is because as long as I'm looking for it, you understand? I'm looking for it. Well, what I mean is that the message is not saying that I find immortality within a day. It's not like that, right? See, if the message is telling me to look for immortality within 1 day, you find immortality in 1 day, and then the very next day I don't find immortality. Guess what? That message would be canceled out. But my message is simply to tell me to look for immortality, to become immortal, right? And that message is infinite. It's like there is no cancellation date. That kind of message would never cancel out. So I become sort of like a slave. I become sort of like a Terminator. Keep on looking for immortality. Keep on looking for immortality. My other messages also tell me to become a prophet or something, to become fluent in German, or to invent some kind of world, plan to unite the whole world, to basically conquer the world, something like that. It's like, I don't know, I was just a kid. I was an 18-year-old kid, so I wrote a whole bunch of weird shit. It's like 300 some messages. I don't even remember what I wrote. But yeah, it's something that become immortal, healing and all sorts of weird shit. Those messages affect me until today. You understand? That's how I invented. Without the message, no, I would not have invented this, because just like what I said, looking for physical immortality is sort of like looking for, the Holy Grail, or sort of like, go to the Middle East and dig for the Ark of the Covenant. You lose inspiration like instantly. You lose inspiration within 30 minutes. Imagine telling you to, hey, go look for the Ark of the Covenant, you be excited for the next 30 minutes, you understand? But that's it. The very next morning, you wake up, you forget all about it. In fact, you will convince yourself, oh, come on, there's no Ark of a Covenant. There's no Ark of a Covenant. It's impossible, you know? So imagine if I did not have the subliminal message, I would not have. I've been working with magnets, trying to look for immortality for a year and a half. You understand? I put magnets all over the body, trying to look for immortality. And my goal, and guess what? I was lucky. Putting magnets on my finger was actually my last option. I was telling myself, I put magnets on my thumb, on my index finger, middle finger, everything. You know, this is like my last option. It's sort of like Columbus, you know, Columbus sailing to the New World, and then his crew, his Columbus crew, telling him, "Hey, listen, boss, we have to turn around and go back to Europe. You know, if this is getting risky. You know, if we must turn back." And then the Columbus saying, "Hey, give me a few more days, 2 more days. Just allow me 2 more days." And then he's lucky. He saw land. He saw the east coast of America. You know, the very next day, he was lucky. Me too. I was like, you know, I want to look for immortality. Give me a few more days. Okay, I'll try on the small fingers, see if it works. You know, I was about to give up on magnets, man. I was about to look for something else. I was thinking magnets probably is not the key to immortality. I was going to look for something else, man. I was lucky. 1 year and a half trying to discover immortality using magnets. You know, I was so lucky. But that's the reason why that program, that subliminal message, has helped me a lot, you know. Without the message, no. Without turning myself into a Terminator, no. Immortality would have never been discovered. I was thinking about sharing how, you know, telling people how I program myself and turn myself into a Terminator. But I don't know, because I'm not sure if I should do that, because it's sort of like telling people how to cast spell on others. Oh, I was doing experiments on how to cast spells, you know, like cast spell to make another person sick, or to make another person love spells. I was very good at that. I was using love spells or cast spells on people to make people sick and all that. I was doing an experiment, but I discovered that those spell casting technology is actually sinful. It's a sin, you know, and you get punished by God. God punishes you if you use that technology. I'm not sure programming your own brain is considered a spell casting or not spell casting. I'm not sure, because I program my brain, telling me to become a prophet, or to, you know, to write a plan to unite the whole world, but I'm not sure if that's affecting the whole world. Well, I'm just affecting myself. I'm not sure, you know. So maybe I should just keep this technology, this brain programming technology, a secret, because it's teaching people how to program your own brain. It's sort of like teaching, you know, people how to make a bomb using a pressure cooker or something. You know, it's sort of dangerous. It's a technology. It's a dangerous technology. You might as well just keep it to yourself. You know, so yeah. So I feel that teaching people how to reprogram your own brain is sort of like teaching the terrorists how to make a bomb. You know, I'm not sure what if it falls into the wrong hands. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people can program their brain to fucking, you know, destroy the whole world or something. I'm not sure that's a good idea. So I'm going to keep that to myself. But because of the brain program technology, I invented a physical immortality. You understand? So this is actually more complicated than you think. You know, it's not just some crazy Chinaman, you know, wear magnets on his fingers. It's a lot more complicated than that. You know. But anyway, that's all I want to say for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, please subscribe to my video if you like this video. Thanks.